Hello and welcome back to another math video for applications. Today we're looking at solving equations. Quick review of stuff you should already know. A variable is a letter which represents an unknown number. Any letter can be used as a variable. An algebraic expression contains at least one variable. Example A, x plus 5, 3y take 2z. A verbal expression uses words to translate algebraic expressions. Now, the example is the sum of a number and 3. Now you can't see the 3 because my beautiful face is over here. And that represents n plus 3. Now you could use any letter instead of n. You could use x, you could use A, B, C, all the way through to Z. Up to you. Anyway, an equation is a sentence that states two mathematical expressions are equal. Example, 2x takes 16 equals 18. So 2x takes 16 is one of the expressions and the 18 is the other expression, and as you can see they are equal. So then we've got, if you look here, we've got the number in front of a letter is called a coefficient. The letter, as we heard before, is a variable. A number by itself is called a constant. And the mathematical symbol in the middle is the operator. I've already said that. Okay. What will happen if you add or subtract an equal amount of weight on both sides of the scale? Solving equations is like balancing scales. We must always keep each side equal. So that leads us into this fancy bit of work. What happens if we change one of the sides of a balanced equation? So we've got 8 plus 3 over here and 11 over here. 8 plus 3 does equal 11. Well, let's just say we add 1 to this side. All of a sudden, it's not balanced anymore. So what do we have to do? We have to add 1 to the other side. There we go, it's added to the other side. And it should even out, but the animation didn't work. Okay, solving equations is just a matter of undoing the operations. So you can read that as you want. Basically, if we've got x plus 3 equals 8, what we're going to do is we need to undo the adding of the 3 to the x. So to undo that, we're going to take away 3 from both sides. Remember, has to stay balanced. So x plus 3 take away 3 is equal to 8 take away 3. The take away 3 is there to undo the adding of 3, and then you can work that out because 3 take away 3 is 0. We're going to get left with x equals 8 take 3 is 5, so x equals 5. You should be able to do that one, it's pretty simple. What if it has more than just one operation? So we've got 5x take 2 equals 13. So to start with, we're going to try and get our 5x by itself. So we're going to undo the taking of 2. So we're going to add 2. So we add 2 there, we have to do it to both sides, balance. So then if we do that, we're going to get 5x equals 15. Now, when you've got 5x, that means 5 times by x, so to undo that we're going to divide by 5. So if we divide both sides by 5, that's what this fraction line is saying. Then we're going to get x on this side by itself, because the 5's cancel each other out. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, what about if we've got variables on both sides? Now this can be a bit confusing, but if you look at it, we've got 4x plus 5 equals x take away 4. Now, we want to get the x's on the same side, so what we're going to do is, usually I like to keep working the positives because I'm a positive kind of guy. We're going to go take our x from this side because there's only one x on this side. What we're going to do is we're going to take away that x. So if we take an x from this side, we have to take an x from the other side. We've already got 4 x's on this side, so if we take away one of the x's, we're going to be left with 3x. So then we get 3x plus 5 equals negative 4. Now on the next slide, it goes to the rest of the equation. So here we are. So we've taken away the x from both sides, so we're left with 3x plus 5 equals negative 4. Now, to undo the adding of 5, we're going to take 5 from both sides, as you can see here, which is going to give us 3x equals negative 9. Now again, 3x is 3 times x. To undo that, we're going to divide by 3. So that's going to give us x equals -3. Right. Now the addition property is saying if you add to one side and you add to the other side the same amount, it's going to stay true, which means both sides are going to be equal, which is just keeping the balance. Subtraction is the same thing. If you take something from one side, you have to take it from the other side for it to remain equal. And based on that, we're going to say addition and subtraction are inverse operations, which means they undo each other. So if you look at this, x plus 4 equals 9. So if to undo the plussing of 4, we're going to take 4. So then we end up getting x plus 0 equals 5, because 9 take 4 is 5. And if we want to check that, because we've worked out x equals 5, let's substitute that in. 5 plus 4 does equal 9, so it works. Basically, the best thing about solving equations is you can check your answer every time if you've got time. So if you finish your exam early, go back and substitute in. In fact, substitute in anyway, it doesn't take that long. And then you will always get them right. That's a Morgie guarantee. Okay. Same with subtraction. I'm not going to go through this, you can just take it in as you will. Okay, multiplication or division. Okay, so multiplication is the exact same thing as we're going on before. If you times one side by a number, times the other side by the same number, it's going to stay true or equal. Same with dividing. Just make sure that when you're doing it, you're timesing the entire side. Otherwise, you get a few errors. Anyway, so looking at the inverse thing, so multiplication and division are inverse operations. They undo each other. So 7 times x is 35. So if we divide by 7, we get what x is equal to. Again, you can substitute that in. So we've got x equals 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 equals 35. So it's true. And the same thing happened. Well, moving on from that because we didn't want to bore you. Given that p equals 2 outside the bracket L plus W, L equals 3 centimeters and P equals 24 centimeters, what is W? Good question. I'm guessing you're all a bit confused. Probably not. Anyway, we're going to substitute our values in to our equation. So we know that P is 24. We know that the L is 3. So all of a sudden we've just got the W that we don't know, which is what we want to find out. So what we're going to do is, if you're looking at this, 24 equals 2 outside the brackets 3 plus W, we need to get rid of this 2. So we've times by it, so to undo that we're going to divide by 2. So then we're going to get 24 divided by 2, 12 equals 3 plus W, because we've now eliminated that. Then what we have to do is take 3 from both sides to get rid of the 3 there. And we get W equals 9, so W equals 9 centimeters. Pretty schmick. Right. You can have a read of this. Basically, it's just saying that being good at maths means you can solve equations. Anyway, you can now complete exercise 6A. Have a good night. I'm going to bed.